All right, I am back. Had, unfortunately a family emergency, but said goodbye to my aunt who had a good life at age 82. But back in town, of course, I'll be taking my son out of town next week to see Ohio State. Well, we've actually been there, but he's got orientation, and hopefully we'll be able to do some free reports. I do have the ability technically to do it, just gets a little busy when I'm traveling. But we have a Memorial Day free pick plus Game 7 preview from a betting standpoint of the Warriors and the Rockets. Brought to you by MyBookie.ag, of course, and hosted by OffshoreInsiders.com, the top handicapping site. But MyBookie.ag, massive 50% sign-up bonus. You'll always get paid on time. Use the promo code Duffy to get that big sign-up bonus. And 100% of the time you get paid on time. You make a withdrawal request, you'll have it within 48 hours. Never gotten a complaint about MyBookie.ag, and I've sent a couple hundred people there over the years, and I know some of the principals there, the founders of MyBookie.ag from other sports books. There is not a more professionally run sports book in the world. Promo code of Duffy. Joe Duffy's picks 469 and 352 since August the 27th. That record doesn't do us justice. We have a lot of underdog winners as well as money line plays in which we get the juice. We've won the juice 62 times during that span. Includes even a couple football money line winners along the way as well. Warriors Rockets total for tonight. 4 Major League Baseball wise guy plays and a Major League Baseball major. All but one play will be after 4:05 Eastern Time. The only play before that is the Major League Baseball major play at OffshoreInsiders.com. Let's review the Cavs and the Celtics. Look, in the industry, 90% of the people out there, they're going to force a play on a marquee game, a Game 7 when you're talking about the conference finals, because it'll cost them sales if they don't. That's not how I roll. I'm not going to give you a pick that you should not bet on. Cavs, Celtics, a lot of my analytics stuff said go with the Celtics. There's some things that went the Cavs' way, but most of it said the Celtics. And then you say, okay, look, Boston, they haven't lost at home. Cleveland's without their second best player. Boston's only laying 2 points. And then I said to myself, well, LeBron James is still on the other team, right? So the eyes said go with Cleveland. The computer said go with Boston. And more times than not, I've said when I've gone with the computer over my eyes, the computer has won. But no, LeBron James, Game 7, in a case where, Boston does have more talent, but still, LeBron James is just magical. That's why I avoided a pick on that game. And quite frankly, not going to make a pick on the Golden State-Houston game tonight as far as the side. Chris Paul game time decision. They're 15-10 straight up without Paul, but 15-7 if both James Harden and Clint Capella played. He's averaging 21.1 points per game, 5.8 assists. Mike D'Antoni claims he's not going to be coy, and I never really understand why coaches were coy. How much of the game plan is really going to change? We know that Cleveland, they're going to go ISO no matter what. It's just a matter of how healthy Chris Paul is, whether he'll play, whether they go ISO with him. But we know they're going to go ISO with James Harden. That's how they live and die. And look, they've taken one of the great teams of all time to Game 7. Big road favorites despite splits, implying that the home team should be favored. Going with the road favorite is 449 and 350 in the regular season, the playoffs. Keep in mind that's one of our great cross-sports angles, including the WNBA. We have quite a few cross-sports angles that also apply in the WNBA. We'll have our share of WNBA winners this year. Big road favorites in the playoffs are 65 and 34, though a favorite this big in Game 7, a road favorite, unprecedented. And there's an old adage that Game 7 is where the biggest home field or home ice or home court advantage occurs. It is certainly true in the NBA. Home teams are 30-19 against the spread, 61.2% in Game 7, 37-12 straight up. Far and away the best game for home teams to bet on with Game 1, second place at 54%. Teams with a much better record, though, as a dog and off of the loss are 19-3 against the spread. Then again, it started out as 18-1, so it's dropped 2 of the last 3. First time ever, though, we've seen that apply to a team that is a home underdog. The line will certainly adjust based on the Chris Paul status and warm-ups and whatnot. We're going to avoid the side, we're going to avoid the side again in a Game 7. I'm not about making the quick sale. I'm about winning. That's why I've got clients that have been with me for 5 years, 10 years, and many, many, many go back to the score phone days deep in the last century. That's why I'm the best in the business, approaching my 30-year anniversary. Handicappers continue to come and go, and I'll just be here winning at offshoreinsiders.com. Free Major League pick, go against teams, good teams off of a win, is 218.78 units. The truth is, it's not a premium play because this is an angle that's great historically, but is frankly leveled off. Still, though, good enough to be a free winning pick when you're 218 games on the plus side minus the juice. The free winning pick is to go with Texas and Pfister, plus the 151 against Seattle and Gonzalez. Brought to you by both offshoreinsiders.com and mybookie.ag, where you use the promo code Duffy at mybookie.ag to ensure you'll get the biggest bonus allowed. Visit offshoreinsiders.com for the top sports books, the most thoroughly vetted sports books and handicappers. offshoreinsiders.com.